First got me into records. I pretty much, luckily my parents had a big record collection, a lot of jazz, a lot of soul, and so I've pretty much just always been around records, in high school and stuff like that. I was lucky enough to either be working in record stores or there's a record store out now in town called Double Decker that's one of the best in the entire planet, and that was pretty much down the street from where I went to high school, so that was a thing me and my friends all would always do. We got out of high school to zip down there and get records. Started 2007, actually, right in November, right a week or two before Black Friday. Yeah, I was cooking and stuff like that, and that was fun, but working for minimum wage starts to really get to you after a while. And so got a couple bucks together, and this spot opened up, and kind of just took it on the fly and went from there. Had a lot of my own personal collection, or pretty much all my own personal collection to toss in. But then bought a bunch of other stuff and been going ever since. I definitely wanted to be mainly vinyl, but again, this was 7 years ago, so I actually had a pretty good used CD selection, but they just phased out. People stopped buying them, and people stopped bringing CDs to trade into me. It's going to be kind of between just the digital streaming kind of angle and the physical copy, I think, for the future. New sealed vinyl comes in once or twice a week, and that's usually around 30, 40 records. Pretty much every day someone will bring in something used to trade, and sometimes that can be a handful of records, sometimes it can be a carload. I kind of lucked out and have my dream job. It's something I've always wanted to do. I didn't know if I would ever get to actually do it, or if I'd end up working at someone else's record store or not working at a record store at all. As every year goes by, I have more records than ever before, and I like to think better stuff, and I'm always buying, I'm always learning something. I don't really have any desire to expand into other stuff besides records. I feel like I kind of have my hands full with that. So sticking to that, and I'm really, really happy with my location, so I never want to move or go to a different part of the city. I think this is perfect for me right here. I got the kind of a perfect size space. So yeah, the plan is just to keep bringing in more and more records, and thankfully everybody's been supporting me and coming in.